So did you get a tattoo when you were younger, but now you wish you never had? Tattoo regret is more common than you might think. Our next guest says you'll be surprised to know just how many people are having second thoughts. Joining me now is Dr. Jeffrey Gold, a board-certified surgeon who specializes in laser technology. He's the owner of Laser Body Solutions. Welcome back, doctor.
Hi.
Usually we're talking about laser vision correction.
Right.
But let me ask you, how did an ophthalmologist get involved with tattoo removal?
Ophthalmologists were the first doctors who started working with lasers back 30, 40 years ago. I did my first ocular laser procedure in the 1970s. And so I've grown up with laser technology, and as they've introduced more and more things that we can do with lasers, I just sort of jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah,
I love
that makes
it.
sense. Seems to go hand in hand,
Yeah.
right? All right, let's talk about statistics here. The amount of people, or the percentage of people who have a tattoo and kind of regret it.
It's really remarkable, but the most recent survey showed that about 20% of adult Americans have tattoos, and of those, 30% of them regret it.
Wow, but fortunately there's a procedure that can fix that.
Laser technology is now state of the art, but what led up to it is kind of interesting. Over the years, people have tried salt scrubs, sandpaper,
Oh,
more refined dermabrasion, acid. I mean, all of those technologies have worked to some extent, but now that we've had lasers, the first laser was used for tattoo removal in the early 1990s.
wow.
And it's now what we consider state of the art.
And talk to me about the instrument you brought here.
Well, this is a portable tattoo removal laser.
It's not a radar gun.
Not a radar. It does look kind of like that, but the energy is generated inside this box, and the energy travels through this handpiece, and there's
Oh, it's that size.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are two different heads that go on this. This one is non-functional. I didn't want to bring a real one here because of the danger
Sure.
of laser energy. But when I use this, there's a little trigger here, and the energy is delivered to the tattoo. And depending on the color of the tattoo will determine pretty much how effective the treatment is. Darker colors resolve better than lighter colors.
Okay.
And I can treat, with the two different heads that go on this laser, I can treat reds and browns and tans,
Okay.
and blacks and blues and purples and dark reds.
Got it. And does it matter where it is on the body? Is it easily removed?
The only difference that makes is in the estimated number of treatments. There are two doctors named Kirby and Desai who several years ago put their experience together and went back to try and come up with a system to estimate the number of treatments that will remove the tattoo. And they're accurate to within about 80%. And the factors are where on the body it is, the color of the ink, and whether there are multiple colors, how far away from, how far out from the time of treatment makes a difference, whether there's any scarring, whether there's tattoo on top of tattoo, all of those factors are involved. But people have tattooed every single part of the human body, including the eyelids. I find that rather extreme.
It is.
And I haven't seen that yet, but because I'm an ophthalmologist, I would feel comfortable treating a tattooed eyelid.
Why not?
Why
It's your
not?
specialty,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, let's break down the procedure a little further. We have a graphic here. If you could explain kind of what we're looking at.
Well, I think the graphic, yes, this graphic shows the scavenger cells in the body. They kind of look like Pac-Man, don't they?
I thought that's what it was.
And if the particles of ink are larger than the scavenger cells can ingest, the tattoo is going to stay there forever. But with laser energy, we break the particles of ink down into much smaller particles, small enough that the macrophages can ingest the pigment. And the process of ingestion of the smaller particles will go on for about 8 weeks.
Okay.
So we separate treatments by 8 weeks, and the tattoo over time gets lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter.
So this is happening right now in
Yes,
your
this
office.
is my nurse doing a treatment of that woman's lower back tattoo. Those were all the rage for a while.
They were a lot of regret now, I would
A
assume.
lot of regret. But it's as simple as the patient lies so that the area can be exposed, and the treatment is done. It doesn't really hurt. It feels kind of like a rubber band snap.
Okay.
And we use numbing gel
Well, that
for a
helps.
good 30 minutes beforehand, and we have the patients take a couple of rapid release extra strength Tylenols also.
All right, let's take a look at the other before and after pictures because it's pretty impressive.
The first picture, the befores are on the left of the screen and the afters are on the right. And the first one was not done professionally. It was done in somebody's backyard.
Oh.
So it was an amateur tattoo. And in one treatment,
It was gone?
it was gone. You can see
Wow.
that picture. The second one was done professionally, and she's had about 6 treatments, and you can see the difference. And the ink was not very dense in her tattoo, but the one in the lower set of images, that was also done professionally. The ink was very dense, and he's had about 8 treatments, and it's continuing to fade. I think we'll get pretty good removal with him.
That's a work in progress, right?
Yes, and you can see this first one is really dramatic, the improvement after just about 6 treatments. And the lower one is an interesting story. This woman had eyebrows tattooed, and it was done by somebody who's not a professional tattoo person, but worked in a salon.
Okay.
And her left eyebrow was done perfectly, but her right sort of came up into a point. And in one treatment,
You were able to
with
fix
our
it, huh?
laser, we were able to get rid of it. And now if she decides to, she can go to some other place, hopefully,
And have it fixed.
and get it fixed.
Well, very good.
So-
At least there are some options if you do have that tattoo regret, right?
Absolutely.
All right, and let's put the information up on the screen. If you'd like to get a hold of Dr. Gold, you could call him at 203-281-5737 or visit Laser Body Solutions right on Whitney Ave in Hamden. And Doctor, I know you have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You're everywhere on social media.
We're as spread out as we can get.
We'll find you there. Thank you so much for all the information.
I want to mention a special offer that we have. For
Yes, please.
Anybody who calls and mentions this program will receive first of all, anybody who comes in, the consultation is free.
Okay.
I can estimate the number of treatments for them, and it's just a guideline. It's not cast in concrete. But anybody who calls us and mentions this program will get 50% off their first treatment.
We love deals for Connecticut Style viewers.
Right.
Doctor, thank you so much for being here.